So people know you.
Yeah.
If they see the episode,
know us.
Yeah, they are more.
but they don't know you and they don't know you. I mean, he's Prathamesh. He's my friend.
Thank you.
Shreya, my friend. Do you guys want to give a little introduction or you can just roll in?
I think we should just roll in.
Okay. Yeah. So, Omar.
Yeah, I was curious. I heard like farmland in India is really expensive. And I'm like, how expensive and why is it expensive?
How did we reach to this conversation? Do you want to start? Like you said, oh, I'll go back to India and do farm and
Yeah, I mean, well, when you asked me what were your goals with, no, you were saying why are you people so infatuated with money and wealth and having all of these villas and cars?
Yes.
And my answer was, I don't want all of that. I just want a farmland in India. And it's expensive.
3 acres, it says 3 acres.
3 acres, yeah.
But then he said that why you're not going now?
Like it's expensive.
But how expensive? I mean, and why?
Okay, so India is basically an agrarian country. Its core of its economy has always been agriculture.
Yes.
Now it's improving, it's going to tech and all of those other industries. But it's been agriculture for a very long time. And the land is so fertile and the yield is a little too good for those lands, which is why, the return on yield is too much. Return on investment is too much.
Really?
Yeah, so you get a lot of good returns. That's one. Two, the land is super fertile and it's been taken care of for ages by the ancestors of people who own the land.
Yeah.
So it's kind of maintained, so which kind of compounds the value.
Okay, so why didn't people just sell it and move somewhere else and live peacefully?
Why would you
People are complaining about pollution and stuff.
gold?
No, but the pollution is not in the villages.
Yeah.
It's in big cities.
So basically, people are living dream lives in the farmlands of India?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's a contradiction.
There's a contradiction.
There's a contradiction. But if you have good money, you have good house, good car, then in a way you are living a dream life, because here we buy all that organic stuff, we buy organic milk, this, that.
So people who are like, say, landlords there with the farm, like somebody working their land, they can just live there and have the food and also get the money from the crops.
Yeah, because they rent out their fields.
So how much fields you need to have, like to
sustain yourself?
well, like to have like a normal life, kind of like or above average, let's say, but a little above average.
Well, what do you mean by average? Do you just want your basic needs?
Yeah, have a car.
Or do you want to make money out of it?
Similar to the West, average.
Similar to the West.
Yeah.
So in my village, if you buy a car and stuff, there's no infrastructure to run a car.
So you need
stuff
like
because
a truck or something.
you need tractors. So we have tractors. We don't have cars and stuff because
How much is a tractor, if you don't mind me asking?
how much is what? Like the price?
Yeah.
6-7 lakhs, like 60,000 pounds.
That's easy.
Yeah, 60,000, 70,000.
Yeah, so it's not. If you buy new, like new, and with the trolley, it will be like 7-8 lakhs. It's not that much, but we don't have much tractors because
That's an addition to my dream. I want a tractor as well.
yeah. So you want to become like Salman Khan.
Why Salman Khan?
So basically, so basically these landlords are few because they are like few who own a lot or
So in my village, how many?
Oh, there's plenty of land.
Yeah, but the landlords, they live in the villages there or like, no?
So sometimes they also live in cities, they give their lands for leash. So that's where they generate passive income, you can say.
But this is what I don't get. Like they get like a lot of passive income from leasing that one. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, what happens is let's say, I come from a peasant family. He owns the land. Let's say
Yeah.
it's 2 acres, whatever that is. Okay, he gives me and my family a shed to live
yes,
and farm the land
yes,
at my own expense, or at his expense.
yes,
But then he pays me to take care of the land and the farm.
yes,
Now, whatever yield comes in, I get a little bit out of the money,
yes.
as well as the salary and the place to stay. And he gets all of major returns, whatever comes. There's no effort for him. I'm making all the
But
effort.
it's an effort to manage it.
But if I am a seasoned farmer, he doesn't need to manage you.
I mean, my family lives in the cities, right? And they just rent it out the fields in the village. It's not.
And if you do a good research, it depends on what crops you do, where you do, how you do it.
Yeah, depending on the soil, that also depends. Yeah.
Now, if let's say if you're in the coastal regions of Maharashtra, Alfonso mango is the only mango that grows there in the world. And if you grow it well, then it's a gold mine.
Yeah.
So by the way, Prathamesh is from Maharashtra. She's from UP. I'm from UP. I mean, you know this, right? Yeah. So that's what you.
Okay, one second. Okay. Aren't farms expensive in your country? And if so,
No,
why?
in Romania they're not.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. I mean, because they don't in Europe they don't generate that much. I mean, like
You do. Switzerland has cattle farms which generate millions just with the cheese.
yeah, but like
Italy, there's
Olives.
vineyards.
Spain.
Olives.
yeah, but in Romania they don't have this infrastructure developed. So I was assuming like because this infrastructure takes years, it takes a lot of time actually to develop the infrastructure, and then after the infrastructure, like the rest of the agricultural infrastructure to become, and most of the European farmers are like subsidized because governments they need by security reason to produce food in the country. If you
Yeah.
leave the economy free, nobody will farm nothing like in the US or like in the Western world because it's less, than the actual money you can make just working in the city or something like that.
I agree to disagree, honestly.
No, it's very difficult to make up because if they do in some crops they get subsidized, otherwise they can't manage. They can't manage, and it's a lot of work and a lot of risk,
Yeah, that's true.
And if you put like all the regulations, everything, like, and the demand, because everything costs more, like in Europe, not cost more. The economy is higher, so thus people require more stuff. Like you have trains, airplanes, food, whatever, of let's say higher quality or whatever, like stuff. To access that higher quality, you need to have equivalent like output of the same level of quality in that society to access. Otherwise, you're like poor. You can afford only a bus ticket from out of the village.
Right.
So this is why the demand is like much higher. So they do have like, for example, France is in Germany, and they are extremely developed. They had to employ like satellite navigation for robots
Yeah.
from like 20 years ago to harvest all the fields and even machinery, heavy machinery and stuff, to be not competitive, but like almost. I don't know, but definitely European like farm. Dependent on the government, like subsidies, investments. So there is no where you can't make a living. So in Romania, people do start to make, but like you can work it out like vegetables. I don't know. Like I don't know exactly now. It's because they invested in the last 10, 20 years, like in infrastructure. So some areas are more or less profitable, but the areas which don't have infrastructure, very difficult. Even with the labor, like to find people, like even if you get the field, get them, there are no people to harvest.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So it's not that clear cut.
Like in India, we have people right to harvest.
We have plenty of cheap labor, honestly. But guys, like
Just one thing, which I wanted to say.
if you're a poor farmer, there's poorer people than you, so you can still hire people to harvest.
Yeah.
So there's like it's a never-ending landslide of poor people.
We remember during the COVID time,
Yeah.
because in Punjab, like in the northern states of Punjab and Haryana, people from UP and Bihar go to take care of the land and stuff. Then the COVID lockdown thing happened, and they walked all the way from Punjab and Himachal to like Bihar, from Andhra Pradesh to Bihar, and many died during that process. But I just wanted to point out one thing, because before the camera started rolling, I wanted to start like, why did we started talking about farms? So like, because you were saying that you work as a manager,
Yeah.
but stuff. So do you want to emphasize on it just to give the context of like why all out of the blue we are starting talking about like Indian farms, Romanian farms? So do you guys want to into like
Yeah, so we were talking about money, like how I want to move to another country and then
where do you want to move?
So I want to move to Dubai because like there's this wave coming where everybody is moving to Dubai if they are in IT from London. There's this statistics that say most of the millionaires from London, they are moving to Dubai. So
She's a millionaire.
no, I'm not.
So you're going to be in 2 years.
IT,
and then she's going to be an angel
No.
investor in that.
Angel investor, yeah. So your dream is to get a farmland in India and then just be there.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you have ancestral land in India?
yeah, we do have, yeah.
Then why don't you do it already? Yeah, that's Omar's question. Then why,
Like,
if you have
the
land,
land, then I would have.
why do you want to
So
go
the
to
thing
London,
is-
Dubai, and
So the
then
thing is, that land is just not ours. That's also divided between. So if this belongs to my grandfather, then it's divided between 3 brothers, and then they can have the fight, like who's gonna own it, who's not gonna own it. So it's also very.
split it or something. Yeah. There are, because it's common law, you know. And
But then if you
simplest-
split it, it ruins the, how do you call it? Let's say we
I
have 3
think-
brothers and let's say you want to sell it, he wants to sell it, I want to keep it. That devalues my property. You guys make money, you go out. That kind of ruins the land because someone will come on your land, do something else.
So then sell it and add more money and buy a new one and live peacefully or something.
when you go back to India, talk to every every family, and they will have land disputes. Every family, every family, and land disputes are not like they're like
People shoot each other.
people shoot each
Yeah,
other
they do,
for the
yeah,
lands.
just for the land.
And now, why will you ask? Why? I mean, they can answer because I don't want to put. I mean, I know I can tell my personal reasons. So if you want to start, we can. And that
It's basically greed, and then like so basically if you have 3 brothers and the land will be divided into 3 parts, and if I'm getting most of the profit at the moment because I live with my parents and my 2 brothers are living abroad here and there, so I'm getting all the profit. But this is one of the reasons, by the way. And if this will be separated, my profit will be less because maybe those brothers who live abroad,
But
they
why they don't just give something to the brothers as well? Because it's their right as well. Like some small
that's the thing.
that's the thing.
Everyone can be civil about it.
Yeah.
It's like I'm staying here, you're my parents, I'm taking care of you.
Yeah.
I think I deserve more. So I
Yeah,
just
no,
take it.
it's fair to get more, but not like all, you know.
No, more makes
example.
difference.
And no, yeah, but like, okay, they have to agree. But I mean, it is like, after all, like common law in India, and these commercial contracts all over the world, they are mostly in common law, like the English law. So so can't they find like a solution there for all of this?
In most of the cases, the older ones, they live in the village. The younger ones move out.
Yes.
And they live in the cities. The older one take care of the farm and stuff and blah blah blah. And majority of time, 99.999% of the time, I don't know if you agree or disagree. In my side, it's basically the older one was like, we have the land and stuff, and they were taking the rent. They were taking all the benefits from the land, and then out of the blue, the younger one shows up like, now we should divide and we should split ours.
Yeah.
And then there's a huge fight, legal and stuff, and everything is basically about what she said, greed.
Yeah, so then just go through the legal process and
It's
like,
not easy.
like split it,
Omar, in
and-
India, it's not easy.
not
Ah,
easy.
there's
If
a-
you
it's not
good,
clear cut,
if you
like-
get into land disputes in a court, it's gonna go on for ages.
Why?
Because some or the other reason he'll bring up something, I'll bring up
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
It
it's
keeps
basically
coming
like-
up and down.
If you are our older brother, he's young and I'm the youngest. He lives in Mumbai, at Delhi, and you in the village. Potentially, he will have money. I will have money from the job and stuff. But you are landlord, you will have also money, so you will bribe some. It's a mess. Bribing, beating, blah blah blah.
Again, if there's a dispute between siblings regarding something, it's not really anything outside of that spectrum that can come in and solve it.
But like another question, like these lands and stuff, they are like clearly like surveyed, and like we know the borders, we know everything.
We know the
Yeah,
borders.
we know the
Yeah.
borders.
So that's
What do you call it in
Nice.
Hindi? No, what do you call it in Marathi? I think like we say chakbandi. Do you know chakbandi? So it's like panwadi or some I don't know the exact.
Actually,
They come and they like rule, like they put
in,
like
in
the.
Allahabad side, they say something else. I
But
don't exactly
in our side we say this chakbandi.
yeah.
Yeah,
The thing
it's
is,
happening.
the
It's happening.
surveys, like they are proper, like they've been done modernly, like registered and
Yeah,
everything.
they
yeah,
happen
they
in
all-
local governments all the time.
Yeah.
And it's properly.
Yeah,
done.
yeah, yeah.
So
It's
that's the
probably-
problem.
it's
It's just
probably-
divide it and that's it.
500 rupees, a bit more.
I understand that.
A
but
bit
it's-
more of
It's
land.
there like in a system server, like it's clear as that one, you know.
It's in the papers, not
Yeah.
in the servers.
Not in the servers.
Not in the servers yet. In the
But
papers.
in the government papers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
papers can burn down.
The paper can burn down. That's with some money.
and they can disappear and reappear.
Yeah, they can disappear and then reappear by something else.
So this is the one of the problems as well, because I encountered, I mean, I heard about it like in some countries like Romania and all this kind of Soviet, you know, where they confiscated the land, so they put like 20 years, 30 years, I don't know, something like to claim the land, which was taken by the government. And then they made like an electronic survey and stuff, and they said, okay, any dispute, anything, come now or like hold their peace, you know, so they like it's properly not like in the sky, you know.
You know, like
This is not.
I come
So
from a
if it's
farmer
in the
family.
sky, it's very easy to manipulate. So if you have a case, you go to the, yeah, like you said, you go to somebody who knows somebody who knows. They will make different papers, go put the whole case on its head, and then again, you know. So yeah, this is what it takes for you. But if you do have like a base, like okay, we know clear.
Yeah.
The law says like equal between brother, doesn't matter, man, woman, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, you know.
Now there's
Any other dispute is
And the
like,
point is, now you asked, right? Oh, why we are not like we have a dream to go to farm. Why we are not going? So, in my village, I don't know about you guys, but I come from a farmer family. So my grandfathers were farmers, and my father moved out, and I moved out. No one wants to go back and farm because it's a problem. And in my village,
so why don't you sell it?
all the new
Move someone.
it's ancestral land. You can't. It's a respect. Like our ancestors.
So what happens if you sell it?
Nothing happens. It's just a moral responsibility. Not to
Why
sell
is it moral?
It's not about moral. It's just like we want to stay connected to the roots,
Yeah.
and these lands are
of the
they tell
ways.
us, yeah,
One of the
one
ways.
of the ways, yeah.
But that also brings problems and like.
But that's how you
drive.
preserve culture as well, because you stick to your roots.
I mean, every
Yeah, but
relationship
like
has
it-
problems. Like so, you're
No,
a best
but it brings drag as well in your life because you carry all that for no good reason. You might not benefit from it all your life.
But then you might, and when you
No,
do
but
it,
you might not, and it's like a big drag.
but you might as well.
So it's basically
always a
if you fear drag, then you leave everything and live on your own. Leave your parents as well. So
No,
like
I'm saying not live. For example, from like I don't know, my family and stuff, we're always open to change. So something happens or like too much of a burden, they say you sell the land, sell the house, move somewhere else. Then again, if you require, like how you
Okay, that's a,
people are moving with it. So
that's a
it's-
different lifestyle. Altogether, you know what you're talking
you
about.
settle, but for example, like you buy something, you want to settle there, but then you have to be flexible about it. Like if it's creating a drag on your life or you want to change, change. So you shouldn't be stuck. I'm not saying it doesn't mean you lose your culture or identity, you know?
No, I understand what you're saying, but that drag and change are two very,
No, because from a business point of view,
yeah.
this can be detrimental. I mean, you can have benefits to have patience for a land or whatever if it's very little or it doesn't make an impact. Keep it there, maybe some. But if it's from a business perspective, like to be attached to something, can be very detrimental. You know?
But not everything is business. Maybe he, she, they grew up on the land, they have memories in it, they want to keep it.
Indians are very feelings oriented, you know.
They're very emotional people.
Yeah, very
So-
emotional people.
If you grow up in a house, let's say, and you're forced to give it up or to sell it, it's not happy. It's not a. I don't know.
yeah,
I wouldn't feel happy.
Yeah, but isn't it like in
to sell
India,
something I don't want to sell.
like this principle of the guru to be yourself and to know yourself and the person you are? This is what it is, you know. So it doesn't matter where and how.
I'm understanding.
So
normal people.
No, but
no, but the principle, so basically, is not wrong. I mean, what you're saying that is right, like to sacrifice your life just to keep stuff, you know, because of memory and stuff. It's okay, but if it's too many things on your head, like you are collector, it creates a drag on her because your attention has to go there. I have a land, a car, house, boat, whatever.
I'll give you an example.
And then where is the peace?
I can give you an example, a real life example. So the brother bond in India is huge. It's like huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to my brother like every 2 days.
Same.
Every 2 days. I don't know when you chatted with the brother like ages.
Yeah,
So the point is,
but it doesn't mean we are not close. But
yeah, no, of course. So my grandfather, like there were two brothers. And the point is, one brother lived in village, one brother, my grandfather lived in the city. He was an engineer and stuff. He bought this massive house, and out of the blue, because he used to love his brother so much, he put like half land for himself, half land for the brother. Always the case.
Always the case. Literally always
Every Indian
the
can
case,
relate.
yeah.
Always the case. So now that brother died, and their son came to my grandfather and like started abusing and stuff. We won the land and stuff, and he was shocked to life. Like, I did so much for them. What's happening? So he bought the house in the 90s, and he then again bought the house from those people. For how much? For 45 lakh rupees, just one room, because there were two rooms, just one room. So they're so attached to it and stuff, and of course it's painful. Like, you started creating a drag, stuff, stressing out everything, and then you see the people who you love going against you and stuff.
From what I see, like people, they just put themselves at risk for no good reason, you know, because you don't know what's gonna happen. Just make it balance, you know. Okay, if you can handle another stuff, take it. If you can't, don't take it. You know, don't force yourselves because of some culture and stuff. You wanna give to your brother, give, and accept all the consequences of where. Forget about like whatever.
No, you accept it, but your family won't.
What?
Like my father, if he's giving to his older brother, he will accept it,
No,
but I
but he will
won't.
give like on the paper, no? Or just like by hand, like
Cash goes by hand.
No. Like how is he giving the land? By he
By-
goes to
by
the
paper, yeah,
Yeah, so that's it. It's gone.
Yeah, then he rebought it because he was attached
Yeah,
to the
but
land.
it's gone. You gave it. That's it. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you want it back? You know, you can't have it back.
Because again,
If
what
you're-
what Prathamesh said, like, I grew up in the house and stuff. I have person. I'll go to an extent to buy it back again, even if it's a problem.
I understand that, but I'm just saying to consider if it's too much of a drag and it takes you out of it, then it defeats the purpose. You are too you get
Yeah,
the
it
house,
makes
you're
sense.
already destroyed mentally or whatever, physically. I'm like,
But then
what's
sometimes
the purpose? I'm not saying that you can sometimes you can succeed. I'm just saying to take into account more options, not just stuck
what
to
I'm trying to say is, for everyone, options are different.
Yeah.
For everyone, their priorities, their purpose, their need to do things is different.
Yeah.
Where you're coming from, it's a very liberal thought that, oh, it's okay, I can just give it up or I can keep owning it. For certain people in India, it's a necessity to keep it. For certain people, it becomes a matter of ego.
What do
That
you
I
mean
want to win in
necessity?
front of my younger brother because he's my younger brother. How can I lose to him? That is one thing.
And also, like, not me, my sons. I died. Like, how
Exactly.
can they
Come and
respect me
disrespect me.
and
Yeah.
stuff and everything? I need
The
to
third
show
thing-
them. And
Now, if I'm like he was saying, the older brother lives with the family and everything. He takes care of them.
Yeah, but this is a lot of work for no good reason.
There is a good reason for them.
you mean no good
Why?
reason?
For them, it is a good reason.
For them, it is.
Simple as that.
Understand it.
Why? But he gave the land.
So, like,
that's
if
it,
you want
done.
to get
By
out
the
from
law.
your structure, like, and then try to understand where they're coming from, like what we are trying to.
Okay, why do monkeys take shit and throw it at their own family? What good reason? There's no good reason.
Really?
But they do it. I know. Exactly.
But yeah.
It's fun, right?
And my next question is, why is Shreya in the podcast if she's not speaking anything?
I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, but is it real? Like,
but I'm
They
saying-
take shit and then they throw it.
Yeah, but anyway, the thing is, it's creating conflict, you know, which can be like avoided. You say like 90% they have land
But
disputes.
conflict is where you evolve.
So it is creating conflict. But the thing is, so suppose this cup belongs, this is the
So
land.
what is the good thing? Okay.
You know, this belongs to my parents.
Yes.
And then for some reason, my parents give it to my
not parents, father.
my
parents.
Okay, my father, yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason, my father only gives it to my another sister, but not me. And it's like this was a gift for my kids as well, and they are giving just I can't let it go because I want them to know where our roots come from, where we come from.
Ah, I see. So it comes out to this attachment to the. I see.
Yeah.
Now it's an emotion because you say like you.
But that's what he said in the first go, emotional attachment.
Yeah, but I didn't know. No, I didn't know that the parents feel a responsibility to give part of these roots to the next generation, and when somebody cuts it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. and that somebody is your real sibling or something.
Yeah.
And that
but
pains
he,
a lot.
He died, so it's some other people. You say like
No,
in
but
your
his son-
case.
his
yeah,
son's-
but his son is another person.
Who
cares,
actually
man?
who you raised him like your son.
Yeah, but still is another person. Who cares? Yeah, like it's this happens.
It's about betrayal, actually. How can they betray you?
No, but-
yeah.
To
Like
think
how?
No, my point is this attachment, from what I see, it has the I'm actually is it has the potential to bring misery, and
Omar,
destruction.
a quick question to you, Hamza, your brother.
Mm.
If you own a piece of land, and if I'm checking the time, don't worry, it's okay. If you own a piece of land, and if his son comes and like we'll kill you and stuff, give us the land and stuff, what will you do?
I'll do by the law, like if it's mine, it's mine. If
And
it's
then if they
his,
come to
it's
kill you?
his. I don't know, whatever.
Machete is like
No, I mean, yeah, it's not the case, but yeah, I won't like.
you won't give
it,
right?
No.
Then
Depends
that's
as
the
it is.
same. Yeah.
No, because it
But
was
you said
given.
you will do by the law. The law doesn't work. So
In India, it
and
doesn't
you will
work.
not give it. So that's the
No, because I have it. If they come to take it by force,
Yeah.
I will resist. If they ask, like
See-
said, okay, I want to like this, like that, then I might consider. But because they're like other people, not my brother, I didn't think. I mean, I wouldn't think if they. It's nonsense, Even if you go to
same
court,
thing.
That's what you're saying.
even if you go to court in these cases, like in European countries, they will dismiss the case. There is no basis. Like you don't have any connection. The land was given.
Yeah, but that's in Europe.
That's it.
That's in Europe.
That's in Europe, yeah.
Why are you bringing things in Europe? Go back to Asia.
You ask me.
Talk about Iraq.
But even in common law,
no, yeah.
if the land is given to that's it. Is given. You don't have any claim on it.
No, what happens to Iraq?
Yeah, what
What happens in Iraq?
Yeah.
Don't go to Europe. You know Europe.
But no, in Iraq, I think they have some. I don't know the law there. I think.
But
it's
they were
similar.
bombed by the Americans. They know like
I think it's common law as well, like the English, but I'm not sure. Maybe I really don't know the.
Do you have land in Iraq? The father have land in Iraq?
I mean, he had like because they moved to the city, so they had like a fancy house.
What happened to that house now?
Sold it, split the money for
Ah,
everyone, and that's it.
so they sold it and stuff.
And that's it.
But when Americans were not there,
Yeah, but like they didn't bomb. They didn't bomb like they didn't bomb like the city like to the rubble. They just like used precision weapons, and yeah, and then even after the first Gulf War, like they rebuilt everything, bridges, or like in 4 months. And then this I don't know what happened, but still, yeah, the house is there, roads are good, and everything. I mean, we could see like they didn't have electricity, but they had amazing roads.
so yeah. So the point is that's why they're going to buy their own land back in India. There, so they're earning money here. Go back to India, set up a farm, huge farm with kettles and stuff, and then yeah.
No, but like I
Live a nice
understand-
life, yeah.
No, if you love to have like land and farm and stuff, it's okay. But I don't understand why they're going back. Yeah, you buy because if it was given, it's not yours. You don't have any claim. By all means, raise money, buy whatever.
No, but our point was that we are gonna earn money here, go back and live life on a farm.
And you said
And you don't want to live.
I-
You want to live on a farm, no?
no.
Yeah. So
My goals are as a filmmaker and as a pretty. But the point
But
is,
maybe when you were 16.
but you want to give. But
yeah, but I don't want to live in London,
No, but-
Delhi, and stuff.
Yeah,
But you guys want to have like
If I still have Indian passport, I'll go and live in the mountains. And if I have English passport, I'll go and live in the English countryside. I won't be coming to London for sure.
Now
Yeah,
the thing is, but you guys, you still want to have like a piece of land in India for your children to ancestors and all that.
I want.
You want?
Yeah, I want. Yeah, I want.
And there is no way without it.
No.
Man.
But the point is, look. So in my village, we call it Haveli.
Haveli.
In
You
which-
are Haveli.
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
a rich bastard. Uncle.
What's a Havana?
Haveli is like a mansion.
It's like a mansion.
okay.
So because my grandfather had 16 jobs, different government jobs, because like you just fill the you just write a letter. I want to go in police. Accepted in police like
back
at that
in the
time.
days, it
Yeah.
was easy.
So he had like massive amount of money, but he drank it to the core and just so we have this Haveli, a big massive Haveli, and like this whole like from here to there is just a toilet, just this big.
Yeah.
So here's like massive and stuff. but we won't be selling it. It's still there because
From there to here is a toilet.
yeah.
So if the commode is here, the door is over there, and you really have to go. You really literally run.
Yeah.
It happens and
Yeah.
big houses.
Because the point is, so they don't believe in like, oh, we will have a small kitchen and this. They have like 4 massive rooms, 2 massive toilets, 2 massive kitchens, and a courtyard back. They just have these because they have like massive, and the roofs are like not this way, like second floor. So that's the roofs and stuff. So the Haveli is still there and will always be there. If I won't be selling it because it's like a pride.
It's an ancestral
So
home.
basically, it's
Yeah.
It's storing your
now
ancestors.
now the thing is,
Yeah.
Chinese, I think they are similar with this ancestors and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's actually a good thing because these Chinese Indians, they work like so hard for this, like emotions, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're peaceful people, they benefit from the work, more or less, on the planet. This is how it works. Because you invest a lot to produce, to work, and everything. And then for basically nothing in the end, because it's just to have something which you are not using, and it's overvalued from what I understand because of these emotions.
No, it's not just because of the emotion.
But it adds to the value.
Not necessarily. Like actual land value in India, emotionally, it's different for people who want to own it within the family. Outside, it's another value because it actually has value because it gives out that much yield. For us, it's memories. For you, it's the value that comes from the yield, which also drives up the price. And if it's a dispute,
But it's two things basically, two like multipliers, the emotional and also the yields.
emotional multiplier is for the part
No,
because
because
emotionally
emotion multiplier is huge because you see every one of you cannot do without having a piece of ancestral land for the children and for the next. That's like a huge thing.
Yeah, that's what you think.
Because if people say like we don't care,
No.
it's just
It is-
economic,
it
it will
has
drop the
two factors.
it
that
will
is-
drop
is
the value, of course.
But it's the emotional value for us, not the monetary
No, I
value.
understand, but on a global, like on the whole India, if every Indian needs to have an ancestral land, it will drive the price like sky high. If they wouldn't care about it, it will be just the economy.
This is just the three of us. There's not many people like us.
Really?
There are people who
Yeah.
just move out to UK and they want to have a English passport and they want to live here.
No, I understand that, but I ask him, he will wants to live or whatever. But he
One-
wants to have a
Coincidentally, we have three
One
names
thing,
in the
one
room.
thing which is
Ah,
common
okay.
between all of us, we come from a farming family. Either our grandparents, great grandparents are farmers.
So the
So I don't come from a farming family. I come
why-
from a goldsmith family.
So then why are you here
What do you mean?
in the podcast? no.
So like
Because I want a
Saurabh's
farm.
family.
no, I understand. So
Do you have?
Yeah, we have, but Saurabh's family they don't come from farming background. So that's why they don't have these conflicts as well. Like
so
conflict.
only farming.
I come from I come from a farming family.
I do
we
think
also
that's
come
one
from-
thing
yeah.
that, well, people do, which can be done in India as well if you have a good amount of land. Just create a family trust and move it over there so all the family can enjoy it without any conflict. The trust ownership can be just forwarded to the eldest
Yeah, if you
person
make
that
it
have
if you make it properly,
But that's the point. Majority of the cases it's not made properly because it's love, emotions,
Exactly,
attachment, and then they betray you from the back.
yeah,
and then you are
it allows for this.
and you are shattered. You're like
yeah, it brings destruction a lot. This
depression and stuff and everything, and you're like, and then you're fighting.
Because the thing is, if you really love and whatever, create a base so you cannot go under it, and then let the love grow and all of this.
So the
Don't
thing is-
assume the base is there.
So the thing is, brothers love each other. Then they get manipulated by their kids, by their wives. Wives in India can definitely
Man's in
manipulate
India
you.
are crazy.
But again, the point is, no, but they're right as well. But they're right in many cases
They're right
because the
as
brother
well,
is
yeah,
like
yeah.
blind in love, and they give everything to the older one.
Yeah.
It's
No, why
Yeah,
I cannot
and
do
then
it.
parents
They
itself-
have their own relationship to adhere to. They have their own relation to respect. You cannot come in between brothers' relations.
But if that brother's relation is destroying your own family, you have to.
You have to
In my
respect
case,
it,
you
yeah,
have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Well, if it's having a really negative effect, then yes.
And they also don't understand one thing. So, for example, if there are like what do you say? Parents-in-law. Yeah, so they are father-in-law, mother-in-law, and then there are two brothers, and they basically support one brother to the core, and then still they don't support the other brother, but they want all they want their wives to work in a certain way, to behave in a certain way. So it's like the wives don't understand why should I behave in a certain way when all the money goes to this family. Still, my husband is stressed. Still, we do so much. It's something they don't understand. So it's like parents are also very biased.
So probably also in her studies, I'm asking like, if for example there are 2, 3 brothers, one of them is married, has children too, and the other one is married, doesn't have children, another one is not married at all, they won't be treated equally, right? No.
Yeah.
And
They won't be
that's
treated
sucks,
equally.
you know?
No.
And the point is, the older one, if it's like old, the wife will come, replicate problem for other wives because she has already established like authority and stuff.
She basically becomes
Insecure.
money.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. It's
Because-
punitive, yeah.
because,
what
like,
can I say,
My mom was dominated by
Basically,
what-
it's
All
crucial.
the opposite.
Basically, the solution here, if I was in this, I was like, you guys do whatever. I'm out. When it comes to the law, I'll hire like the best, like whatever outcome, I'll like go all out, all or nothing. You know, nobody wins. And let's see what happens. You know.
See, now there's.
But this is actually, I completely agree with it. This is if you take all the emotions out, and if you are going into fight, you will get the piece of land like
No, but you don't want. You want like to go out. Yeah.
yeah.
Because if you go into the fight, the other person also goes into the
No,
fight.
detached.
know.
Like you don't.
Now the
care.
point is,
like, man, I'm.
when we had the other person who lives in the village, they will have money and stuff, but the amount of awareness which a city person have for law, for stuff, for
Not a savage.
But
The
you know what
person
you're
in the village
forgetting?
has is also different.
Goons. You're forgetting goons.
Yeah. Okay. Now it depends from situation.
when she comes
to
from UP,
situation.
I mean, I come from UP as well. I mean, yeah,
Depends from
goons,
situation
yeah.
to situation. No.
It's not just UP and Bihar. There was an
Everywhere,
incident
goons are
in
everywhere.
Pune. Two brothers crashed there. Like one of the brother was going with the family. The other brother came in and just mashed the car in his family's car, and they were all dead
All that.
because of family dispute.
Fine.
And
This
then-
a land.
And what happened where the land goes?
Government.
I don't know the government.
No. If everyone dies, then government.
The other brother did not die. He probably went to the jail, but then
But then the land is him.
I think so.
Yeah.
By the
As
time
this
they
were
get
the
back,
children. You know,
And then
because they
you
fight for
no,
the
you can come out of jail like if you have land.
No, but from I understand they care so much for the next generation to have the ancestor. So another question. So that means people in the cities who are like in the cities for like hundreds of years at least,
Yeah.
and didn't have like land outside or whatever, are they attached to the places in the cities or like less?
Maybe their homes.
Their homes, but little less.
But
They're
less,
not
less.
exactly, yeah.
If it's in the same city, like they sell here, move there.
Yeah.
So they're not sensitive about property.
They're not sensitive.
sensitive.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
if you go back 10 years before, there was very less amount of people who believed in renting the houses. Now there are more and more people
Yeah.
renting out and stuff. And like if you see my family, they want to change the house. I and my brother, they're like asking them to like just rent it out. My parents, they're having a bit, but they're understanding it.
Yeah.
So it's they're becoming balanced out now. Not
Yeah.
I see.
Some ways, yes.
some ways, yeah. In the big cities, not in the village and stuff. Still the
No, and mostly probably the people who are in the cities for like 2 or 3 generations and they don't have connection to lands and stuff.
I want to say
They
one more
might
thing.
detach.
I want to say
That is my
Yeah.
family. That is why I want to go back to a farming family because
Yeah.
I never experienced.
Yeah, okay, your case is different. Yeah,
I want to say one more
well,
thing.
If you like it, yeah, for
Because if you're living in a city, like we don't know who our neighbors are, like which country they belong to. We don't know who our neighbors are. We know that she fights a lot, but that's another thing. If you live in a village in India, everyone is like a family.
Yeah.
No matter what, you can go
Yeah,
anyone's
neighbors are
house,
family.
eat
Yeah,
anything,
yeah, for sure.
sleep anywhere. No one cares.
Yeah.
But if you're living in a city, you don't know the neighbors, flat and stuff. That makes you more insensitive towards it. But in a village, everyone like if Prathamesh lives in the 500th house of the village and I live on the first, I and Prathamesh will 100% know each other.
Yeah.
I would,
Yeah.
I would
Like
like
a
go
community.
eat.
Yeah,
it's
but
like a
this is-
whole
I
family.
understand, but this is why in these villages, they respected like the gurus because the guru was detached. He was like, this is it. He was like beyond this
Not
emotion.
sure about the guru thing. Then
No, and traditionally, like to keep the balance in such a scenario, you know,
yeah.
you need somebody like
Yeah,
village
that's the
elder or whatever to be like in balance. And
The village elder is the one who is the eldest person in the family who owns the most land in the village. So it comes down to how much land you own.
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
It's not about being
And
a guru,
also-
it's about owning.
Also,
I'm saying
the
the
caste which you're
principle.
coming from, the caste as well. In North, I don't know about Maharashtra.
If you were of a lower caste, your land would be snatched away and taken away.
If you're what?
If you were of a lower caste, 50 years ago, your land would
50
be
years ago.
50
Now,
years back, yeah.
now,
What now?
now it's not the case. But still,
Yeah.
in terms of
How they
subconscious mind, there's still discrimination
Yeah.
on the basis of caste.
there's a
They want
huge
snacks,
discrimination.
but because of the social media phone and stuff.
Yeah.
But it is
in so for example, if you belong to a Brahmin caste and you have this whole huge mansion, and then somebody from Dalit caste comes to your house, yeah, it's a controversial statement. It could be true or not, but mainly that I've seen, it is true. So the cup that I'm drinking in, if I'm a Brahmin, they don't give the same cup to somebody coming from Dalit background.
Oh yeah, they used to have
And they
different
also,
set of
yeah,
utensils.
and they also don't accept it. Dalits also don't
The village.
accept, don't accept those cups. They are like, give us another one.
Yeah, I actually have seen this. They are so cool, and I want to talk to them. And like they are kind of weary. I was like, why? And then somebody told that they consider you like higher or something, and they feel shy to talk.
It's always
But they were looking so nice and cute and awesome, and I wanted like to.
the only
talk to
difference.
them.
The only difference between a city and a village is the discrimination is, you can see it in city. The discrimination is behind the doors. That's it. The mindset, kind of same.
It
Man,
depends.
like
I don't think all
that.
cities have the discrimination, or all people in the cities do discriminate.
But if they have a roots from the village,
Then they
and they're connected with the place to the core,
then they do.
by all means.
It's like in the U.S. when they had segregation, like blacks and whites, so they would come like craftsmen to fix something. You give them different cups and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like UK, like outside you can't do any discrimination, but behind the doors.
You would hide your kids and hide.
Pointing out to the whole country will get cancelled by the whole country.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I didn't quite hear what you said, Charul.
It's like, so because she's targeting the whole country right now.
No.
So there's
I'm
like
not targeting the whole
UK.
country. So in London, I was
Cancelled by
living
the
with this British family, and then outside, I thought that Britishers are not racist, but inside, of course, I didn't face racism. But when I talked to them, I realized no, they have this thing, but they can't really talk about it outside.
Because
otherwise-
discrimination
discrimination laws, yeah.
No, but it's good. The discrimination law, it's good because
in UK,
because the thing is,
Good, yeah.
It's fun to
if
get
you don't learn,
that's good.
It's fun to get them riled up.
no, it's actually very good because even if they,
In terms of,
no, even if they. So see, the thing is, it's about exposure. Like even if because this racism and stuff you learn in the family mostly, So even if you learn in the family, but outside society, it's illegal, like to segregate, discriminate. So then the person, kid, whatever, they are exposed, so they can make their own minds, about things,
I mean,
And
I've never experienced discrimination or racism in UK. I've just only experienced racism from Omar, because he thinks like we're brown and stuff, everything.
No.
Omar, aside from Omar, never king.
I've experienced racism. So yeah.
I've experienced
Not in
racism.
London. Yeah, I also.
Where? When?
So I used to work with I don't want to take the name.
Yeah, don't take it, please.
Yeah, it's a very
Sued.
It's a good place. A lot of elite people go there,
Yeah.
and these elite people have these like, they call that being a I don't know,
Noza.
nose up kind of people. So they look down on you, and you can see that they're looking down on you, just because you're brown or come from a different place. Basically, if you're not white, there are people even in the elite.
There's a term for it. This is silence racism. I don't know exactly. Know
Subtle
the term.
racism.
Subtle racism, yeah. But
You
this
feel subtle racism. So like when I came to UK, the only problem which I have when I felt this subtle racism is my Hindi accent. And that's what I worked on like for 2-3 months. So I don't have an accent, Hindi accent now. I don't have an English as well, but it's acceptable.
That's a neutral accent.
It's a neutral
It's a
accent.
neutral
Yeah.
accent, yeah.
I don't want to go to like English as well because it will make me look like I'm trying hard. But the point is, if I say Hindi accent, there is a subtle. But
There
but also like India on social media is hated to the core, and so that also comes.
Why
as
is India hated?
I don't know. There's a thing you can see in
No, it's
Yes,
Indians who are hated.
spices, Indians smell like
Huh?
spices, all these
What do you mean?
stereotypes.
It's because so Indians.
There are
Indian
evolved people, you know, like everyone's
No,
trying
but
to say.
Indian people usually smell because they eat a lot of spices and that comes out of their pores. Because what you eat, if you eat bland food, you sweat bland. So that's the science behind smelling.
No, yeah, but that's fine. And also, but if you go
When
on,
you're in that fine, it's not fine.
no, yeah, sorry. But if you go on any Instagram reel, and if you see people, India is actually one of the most hated countries on social media.
It's mostly because of the people who don't have any kind of social sense who go out of India and then do things that put India to shame.
Yeah,
Civics
and it's not therefore is the 100% sure. And because
The same happened to Romania, no? Everyone like
On the
is
other hand-
thieves, you know.
yeah, Romania
And they're
thieves,
like, I'm from Romania. Like, oh, that's like.
and also like
On the other hand, Indians are really considered to be super geeks because they own the IT field basically everywhere.
Yeah,
In
Indians,
IT, they
Chinese,
dominate.
these.
Yeah,
the
science and IT dominated by
dominated,
China
yeah.
and India.
IT.
But it is dominated.
No, yeah,
I
of course. But keep in mind, like Indians, and we work hard. Like we work quite a lot. We work super hard. We are hard work. Super hard to live.
So the thing is, coming back to your point, that Setu, what they learn from outside, from their families, they do the same thing outside. I've never faced even the subtle racism I haven't faced in London, but I've faced it like in Midlands. Like when I was in York, yeah, up north. This is like a lot. So I went to this park. I used to go there every day. And then this group of kids who are like 8 to 10 years old, they come and they started saying there is mud on your face. And I was like, what do you mean mud on my face? And then I looked and then I was like, okay. And then he was like, didn't you hear it? There's mud on your face. There's mud on your shoes and your on face as well. Clean it. And then I realized, oh, it's
Because you're brown skin.
yeah, because I'm brown skin. And then I realized, oh my god. And they were like literally 8 or 10 years
Or
old.
maybe they just learned this, they didn't know what their meme said. you know.
Maybe someone asked them to
That's
go
a creative racism.
Yeah.
I'll give it to them. That's creative.
No, but maybe they just invented because kids have imagination, so they were taught like in a joke, and
Maybe
they
someone asked them to
I
go and
don't
say
know.
that.
I don't know. Same part. I went.
no,
with
they
the-
created. I mean, it's sure is that they didn't how to say. They know it's different, but they didn't know they were doing like raises, you know. So they were just trying to
I'm
ease.
not
them,
sure
whatever.
if this.
But that's true because when I teach once in London, I'd never feel racism. But when I went to Kent,
Yeah.
so like first day I walked in the class and one of the students started playing the Punjabi song. I was like, dude, get out of the class. Because the colleges in London is like more diverse, the classes, but
No, so it's about exposure. So, for example, because I'm like half Iraqi, so I was born in Romania, went to Iraq, but when I came back in Romania, I went to that like north city. So it was a small city, and it wasn't racism, but because they didn't have exposure, like, oh, you're Arab, you're like, do you speak Romanian, do you speak this, that? And even later when I went to like work, my CV says like Omar El Jumaili. It's like they call me like, oh, do you speak English? I said, yeah, I speak English, but like, so I had a different type of this because society was not like exposed, although I was like more Romanian than them. But this happens also in Japan, where like they don't have all these mixed people. They are like they don't know how to treat them. So the solution is to mix more, like London, because it's been exposed for 300 years now that everyone is chill.
when I called him for the first time, even I was racist towards him because he had this thick accent, and I was like,
I was just thinking if Omar had a really long beard.
yeah.
You would really do a good job with,
Have you ever faced racism because of being a Muslim? Because I know Muslims face racism a lot.
No,
Have you ever-
not really, because I don't behave like a Muslim. Kinda, I don't know.
And you don't have like face,
No,
and you don't have a beard.
No. Yeah, I don't have like
But
those.
dude, this will go
crazy-
online. That's okay. Oh, okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I never been like talk about like I don't have this vibe and even like no at all. And in Romania, for example, when people actually started talking, they're like, "Oh, you're like, yeah." I mean,
Because I think subconsciously I've never considered you Iraqi. I've always considered you European because you give that
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
vibe.
you
That
give
vibe.
that
Yeah.
vibe.
no, because I am like mostly.
Because you can-
yeah,
You can talk about everything. You can just like everything goes and stuff.
yeah. I was raised like mostly in Romania, so yeah.
Guys,
Europe.
Should we close it off? What do you say?
Yeah.
Because you have to go to work, right?
Yeah.
On Saturday, don't join hospitality because the work time sucks.
Yeah, but it's really satisfying.
Yeah, it's really satisfying. Yes.
Join IT.
It is.
And join Greek, become a filmmaker.
satisfies
You know, become a filmmaker. You can you can do whatever you
Because
want.
then you can wear nice clothes and sit in a podcast where you're supposed to look casual. Okay?
I am casual,
know what
guys.
it is?
What are you guys
Yes,
talking
we are
about?
sitting on the floor. Become a filmmaker. Why?
Yeah.
Because the lens is like close lens. We are sitting on the floor because we don't have option. And yes, it's like crazy dress, and then Oma is like all. But yeah. Anyways, so become an IT person. Follow what your parents says and become an IT person. Don't do you.
Follow your
I'm
passion.
not sure
Don't
about that.
follow your passion.
Don't follow our passion.
Engineer or doctor.
Don't follow passion because we two here
It sucks.
are the more.
We're passionately.
Don't be a filmmaker. Don't be anything. Doctor or.
Stop living your life, guys. Stop living your life.
You are living your life, dude. What do you say?
Yeah, stop living your life before you actually get to live your life.
Well, it's not that clear cut as you
No,
say.
Omar, we're making fun. And no, but deep down it's true as well. But
Honestly, I studied
Both are.
PCMB, I studied physics, chemistry, math,
Both are.
biology. I could have been a doctor, astrophysicist, or
But you're
an
doing
engineer.
great, yeah. you're a manager, you know.
So
what?
so what?
Yes.
So what?
Look,
so what?
look. Exactly. He can't say that in the next 1 year I will be an angel investor. You can say that. He can't. Neither can I.
Can't say that. Who says you can't say that?
Just because I can say that does not mean I can Jesus. I can say that I will be on moon in the next 10 years. I cannot.
But this is also not true for most of the IT people, you know that. So
But again,
All the IT people I know are doing well. But
that's a topic for next podcast.
yeah.
So we'll close it off. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting us.